This is the story of the creation of the Polo Gear Nick Roldan Elite Saddle. In December of 2010, Nick Roldan, who'd been a family friend and is one of the top players in the U.S. and in the world, came to me and said, "Hey Gary, that's great. I heard you're back at Polo Gear. I want you to help me try to solve a problem." He said, I've learned, it's come to my attention because I'm working with a really good chiropractor, that none of my saddles fit, and I'm having problems with my horses' backs and behavioral problems as a result, and I'd really like you to work with me to develop a saddle that can eliminate those problems.
I've been playing high-go polo for a long time, and we put a lot of pressure on the horses, and there's a lot of contact that goes on in the games and stuff like that, and after all the games the horses are always sore. When I was introduced to Carlos Cordelesi a couple of years ago and actually saw what he was doing and saw the difference that he was making in a lot of the horses, it really opened my eyes, and I hadn't really realized the percentage of horses that were so disaligned, the percentage of horses that were in such discomfort. Our saddles were not up to par, and were actually in a lot of ways hurting the horses.
The problems were multifaceted, but boiled down to some basic things. First of all, in polo, the players want to be very far forward on the horse. It allows them to be quick, it allows them to be closer to the action and quicker and over the ball when they're hitting to get all the power from the shoulder.
All polo players, we like to be as far in front as possible. It's probably because we want to be on top of the ball. The further up front the saddle is, you're restricting the movement of the horse's shoulders.
And as a result, everybody's been placing the saddles up on the horse's shoulder, and that's causing all kinds of problems. It's causing chiropractic misalignment.
In this particular case, the pressure behind the cinch line shows pain because these vertebrae are out. These are the withers vertebrae, and they're all out.
It's taking the natural fit and contour of the panels.
You have the contact in the forward area, the contact in the rear, and air in between. Yeah. So all of the weight is going here and here. This misaligns and this misaligns. Wow.
All this stuff is limiting the horse's ability to act naturally and to carry the rider's weight and comfort.
For the muscle to build and develop healthy, you need contact. Otherwise, it hurts. Horses cannot tell us that it hurts. So what the horse does is they stop using that muscle.
Wow. I always thought that a lot of it was because of the performance and what we were doing on the field. But what I didn't realize was that a lot of these injuries and a lot of these issues were because of the saddle, because of the saddle fitting. They weren't fitted right, they weren't sitting on the horse in the correct positions.
And now with the newer saddles, they set perfectly on the horse, and we found that 50% of our back problems coming back from each game were due to the saddles, and now we've totally cut that out and the horse is performing much better.
In the process of developing the saddle, we developed totally new technology that wasn't even available 5 years ago. Each component of the saddle, we have gone wherever it takes to get the absolute best.
The real challenge was to keep the rider in a forward position on top of the horse, but without putting weight on the shoulder of the horses. And we're very proud to see that we did achieve that goal.
If you have the saddle up here, which is where we want to have it, it's restricting the movement, this movement of the horse. So we came up with the idea of trying to keep the seat still a little bit forward, but moving the panel back a little bit, giving this area a lot more movement.
The way we did it is by creating a special panel where all the weights of the rider and the saddle are set behind the shoulder. The contact in that is just for stability, it doesn't carry any weight.
In the fall of 2011, we had the first prototypes, and we rode in them, had our opinions on them, and then gave them to Nick. And the results were amazing. The first time Nick put the saddles on his horses, everybody could see the difference in the horses.
You're getting 10, 15, 20% more performance out of a horse because the saddle is not on top of the shoulders and it's alleviating a lot of pressure.
The horse is so much more fluid, it moves so much easier. You can see the shoulder movement in front of you, you can feel the horse.
My horses are turning quicker, they're stopping, they're stopping quicker, they're in more comfort and you're getting more speed out of them, and also the horses are recovering a lot quicker.
And they breathe better, they recover quicker, they're less stressed.
They can turn 2 or 3 seconds faster than anyone else.
To be able to have a game where your boss says every horse went well and you walk away with MVP and best playing pony after that amount of time, something changed.
A horse turning out of the saddle and having the freedom to actually accelerate through it is huge.
After the chucker, if you wanted to bring that horse back, they're recovering a lot quicker, they're happier, and they're much more content.
For one example, in our last game, Doña, our mare Doña, who got best playing pony, ended up running twice from the back of the pack and passing everyone, scoring 2 beautiful goals. 6.5 minutes into the chucker, blows by everyone, full length of the field, and took the ball past everyone and scored with 15 seconds on the clock. I mean, no one could touch her.
She has improved in every area. She's easier to deal with, she's got a fantastic appetite, she gets turned out, she rolls, she runs around. She played 60 plus chuckers this season, and last year she played for probably 6 weeks, and that was it. He's able to stay in a position that is the dead center of gravity for them, so it's so easy for them to carry him that stopping is easier, accelerating is easier. They look and appear to be physically stronger, and it's really just because you're not taking away from it. You're using everything they have for your benefit.
When Me won best playing pony in the first tournament of the season, Nick said to me, "Gosh, Gary, she's always been a good horse, but in the saddle she went to being a great horse." And at the end of the season, he said she's still improving every game.
The difference that I noticed was immense. I mean, I was getting a 15 to 20% difference, not only in her performance, but in the way that she recuperated, the way that she came back.
Me would play the 4th chucker and would be done because me would be sore. Now we found Me goes out, 1st or 2nd chucker, comes back in the 4th and stays out for spare the whole 2nd half sometimes, which was unheard of. The mare would have tied up, the mare would have been sore, pawing, would have never performed in the 2nd chucker. Now she's very happy to do it, and we don't even have to untack her. We don't have to untack her, strip her, walk her, nothing. Just bring her off, loosen her girth a little bit, and walk around, and she's fine. So I mean, to me, the confidence that it gives the horses is huge.